Authorities in Lesotho have imposed an indefinite night curfew following the shooting of prominent radio journalist Ralikunelo Joki on Sunday. According to the police minister, the move is aimed at tackling gun violence across the country. Journalist Ralikunelo Joki was the host of current affairs shows on a local private radio station in Maseru. Meanwhile, the Committee to Protect Journalists, a media advocacy group in that country, has urged authorities to launch a credible investigation into the killing of Joki. We now have a guest to speak more on this development. I am joined from Maseru by Marafaele Mohloboli. She works with the Lesotho Times newspaper. Thank you very much for giving us your time. What is the latest on the investigation into the killing of the journalist? And do give us a clear picture of the curfew imposed by the authorities.
Up until now, there haven't been any arrests made as yet in connection to the murder of this journalist. But investigations are still ongoing. And hopefully before the end of this week, police will have something fruitful to tell us. Just a day following the murder of Ralikunelo, authorities imposed a curfew, a nationwide curfew, an indefinite one for that matter, running from 10 p.m., 4 a.m. So that is the state of things as we speak. It's quite tense. Everybody's shocked. Especially the media fraternity, we're all shocked. So yeah, that is that. And everybody has to secure a permit, a movement permit to be out. So you can just imagine how it is with journalists who have deadlines like today.
Talking about the practice of journalism, as a journalist in Lesotho, how scared are you, or rather, how safe are you, considering that the allegations that the slain journalist was gunned down because of his work?
That's very frustrating, I should say. I'm scared, and I'm not scared. I'm a bag of mixed feelings because some attempts have been made on my life before. Recently, I was attacked by some gunmen who just stomped into my house. At this one time, I had to flee my country for like 4 or 5 months. So it's quite scary. It's quite scary. And we know that once something like this happens, it could be the beginning of a very tense environment for us as journalists, because it is actually meant to instill fear in us. So, given that this guy was an investigative journalist, he was a presenter actually, but he had a love of probing and unearthing a lot of rot, more so in the government. So it is very scary for me. I'm an investigative journalist, so it's very scary.
So how are you finding the job still has to be done despite the conditions under which you work? So how are you finding the courage to keep at it in spite of knowing that there's every likelihood that you might not come up the next day?
Difficult as it may be to continue, but trust me, I think the love of my people and the love of my country just gives me the wings and the courage to carry on even when I feel like I'm at my weakest, just like now. That's very difficult, but for some weird reason, I still find a way, and I don't know. But I know that every day, every second, I'm closer to my death.
More strength to you, and we do pray that the government will do more in protecting journalists. But before I let you go quickly, I want you to speak as briefly as you can on the concerns over gun violence in Lesotho. What, to your knowledge, is being done by authorities to help curb this?
You know, a lot of efforts have been made, but I think they're not enough. Recently, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, government imposed a moratorium on guns. They were going to license new guns, new issuance of guns, work on the variations in trying to collect the guns, which they believe are in the wrong hands. But it's very funny because recently we found that there was a syndicate. Guns went missing at the armory, and this were traced back to the Zamazamas, the illegal miners in South Africa. So every day we have people who are killed. Just like last week, 3 people were gunned in a shop. Just after 5. Before then, 3 or 4 more people were gunned elsewhere in another district. So it's really scary. It's really scary because it involves the elderly and the young. It was even discovered that a 92-year-old woman.
Sorry to interrupt, but I need you to speak as quickly as you can on what, to your knowledge, is being done to help checkmate the increase.
Nothing has been done. Nothing much has been done.
That's unfortunate.
Whatever is being done, it's left incomplete. So I guess nothing has been done.
All right, Marafaele, thank you very much for speaking with us, and we wish you all the very best as you continue with your job.
Thank you very much.